Hi, my name is Javier, and this is a story about me when I won second place at the Option Ikaten.
You're listening to the Still 80 Mania podcast. I'm your host, Benson Su, and this is Storytime. Okay, I know I say this all the time when I say we have a very special episode, but today I think this was maybe the most important story time for me, not because of the story per se, but our guest today has a lot of history with me. He's a really old friend, a good friend. We spent a lot of time together. And to commemorate that, we have everyone back in the studio today. We got my co-host, Nadine. What's up, babe?
Hey, babe. It's good to be back.
We got Mark Mondoy in the house.
Back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle. And our guest, our very special guest today, Javier Paramo. What's up, Jav?
Hey guys, glad to see you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a long
time.
It's been a while. You guys look the same. Now, when you said old, does that mean, are you saying like my age?
Yeah.
Like I'm an old guy?
Yeah, all of it.
Well, it's both.
Viejo?
Viejo?
Yeah. So we go way back, Jav.
Yeah.
I've known you longer than I've known Nadine, I think.
Oh.
Yes.
I have competition.
In fact, I told you to stay away from Nadine. You remember that?
What?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
But I paid you off, so we're good.
Yeah.
And you gave the green light.
But you know what? I'm glad you don't listen to me. She's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's awesome.
Thank you, Hav.
Yeah.
This recording,
But you know
you're
why?
saying nice things.
No. I mean it. It was because you already had a kid, and I was like, oh my god, no, dude, like no. don't
Drama
do it.
queen.
Yeah, but I'm glad you don't listen. She's awesome.
As you are with a girl that had kids.
I don't think I was with her yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well,
okay,
you copied us.
So Javier, how did we meet? Do you remember? I don't really remember how we met.
It had to have been through Antonio.
Yeah.
Right? Or
I
Andy.
think so.
Antonio or Andy, something like that.
I think it was through Antonio.
Yeah, because I moved in there, remember?
No, I don't remember you moving in.
Yeah.
Wow, this is new to me.
You lived there too.
Mm-hmm.
Did we live there together at the same time?
I don't think so. I think you had left.
Okay.
I think you had left already.
You ran like a motel there.
Oh, that was like the Airbnb before there was Airbnb.
I know,
you know what I mean?
I know. We all kind of roomed at Antonia Avendia's house.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce to the listener like who you were when I met you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're this Mexican dude.
You can say the word beaner.
I didn't.
You wanted to say.
I didn't want to say that.
All right. He wanted to say beaner.
And you had an old Supra.
I did.
What is the chassis code for that? Is it 83?
It's an 83
Celica Supra.
Right. So MA60, MA61.
Yeah.
Japanese, right?
And when I met you, the thing was all white, and it had let's see, it doesn't look Japanese like it does now, like Japanese style, OE style. It was, the whole thing was white. It didn't have any of the OE decals on it.
Right.
And you had the flares because it was a Supra.
That's factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had some 16 by 9 Epsilons?
Epsilons, right.
Epsilons.
Yeah.
So it had like a real, like an old school, but very SoCal look to it.
Right.
Right?
It's pretty much the way, back in the day, there used to be these group of Vietnamese guys, and they would fix them up that way, and so that's kind of where I got
That's where you got it from?
Yeah.
I remember, like, hanging out with you all the time. You would tell me, like, cruising, like, kind of Whittier Boulevard or, like, East LA and kind of parts of, like, Monterey Park and Alhambra.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't do too much of that cruising part, but I did go to, whatever, what we thought were JDM car events,
Yeah, before the word JDM existed, right?
Right, there was no such thing as JDM. It was just,
I
don't know, just a gathering is what we called it.
Right, and you didn't have the 2J yet.
No, actually, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
It was the factory engine, I think.
Yeah, so they call it the MA61 because the M was the motor code.
Okay.
So if it was a JZ whatever, then it's JZ engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So M series
motor. And I think my favorite thing about your car was not the Epsilons, but it was your roll cage. You remember your roll cage?
My monkey bars.
Your monkey bars roll cage.
The monkey bars.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a friend of mine who started a company. Well, he had already a tube bending company, and it was mandrel bending. And for some reason, he thought they would be cool to make these. I guess what do you call it what do you call those helmets that are not DOT?
The M?
SA or
no,
not?
they're not DOT.
Snell?
They're just
Not DOT.
yeah, they're just like they're
not
fake.
even. Okay, I don't know.
Novelty.
We don't
Novelty.
Oh,
Okay.
we don't buy fake.
I know.
Just for looks. Yeah.
Just for looks, right?
Okay.
So these roll cages were
just for
novelty,
looks.
and they were just for looks. They were not SCCA approved,
Yeah.
or nothing like that.
No,
So-
but at the time, this was like late 90s when you had it like this. And a lot of cars in the car show scene had monkey bars roll cages. And they
Yeah.
were not meant to be what they are now, because a lot of people go racing now. But back then it was just like, how do I like add something so that I can put it on my stat sheet, right?
Right.
And the roll cages
Was
from
monkey
monkey bars
bars.
was one of them.
Right.
And they were totally unsafe.
Oh yeah, I mean the liability on those things. You crash,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna die.
Even if, yeah, right, because it won't hold up your roof, but it also like something might like
Impale
you, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But that was the end thing.
That was the end thing,
You
yeah.
want to have that.
yeah. But I think that's important to capture on the podcast.
Wait, but you hated that.
I hated it, but
You
it
said
was
your
funny.
favorite.
It was funny. I just like I can't like because we were we got into really driving our cars and doing what
Right.
the Japanese guys did, and like the roll cage was such a joke.
Right.
But like it's an important thing to recognize that we went through in the culture, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. It was like this nonsense upgrades which were
Yeah.
downgrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there were bars that would go in front of the like right in front of, like in the center of the windshield,
it
or
was
like
horrible.
going down the center of the car, and
How was
yours
it
wasn't even
in?
bolted in.
Yeah, how
Like it was rattling and stuff, right? I remember that.
Yeah, I never wanted to make holes on the chassis, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That or I was just lazy. Like I never finished anything I
Yeah.
start. It's just me, yeah.
But then so like we started, I don't know, we hung out a lot, and I remember you eventually got a Hachiroku. This
Yeah,
was like several years later of our friendship. You got a Hachiroku.
I wouldn't even know if it was several years later because I had the Supra and it was broken down, remember?
Yeah.
And then I found this Hachiroku in a guy's yard, in a front yard.
You know what,
Front
Hav?
yard.
I also want to talk about this. You are like one of the luckiest people I know. Like you would just stumble on things all the time. The way you stumbled on that 87. I remember it was an 87 GTS.
Yes.
Super rare.
Super rare power
And it was
windows.
two-tone. It was a
Yes.
blue two-tone.
It was a blue two-tone, power windows, power sunroof.
Yeah.
But then it was power steering, but not... Okay, non-powerless power steering. Am I saying that properly?
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so it's just a manual rack.
Okay.
So
Oh.
it was what you wanted,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have the power steering
Yeah.
pump. So I don't know. It was just weird. It was a perfect car, and I got it for $250.
Yeah.
No way.
And I know that I remember how mad that made certain people, because they were always on the hunt for Hachirokus, clean
Right.
ones, rare ones.
Right.
And like you were just like, I found this car.
What
for-
city
for
were you
nothing.
in?
It was like in West Covina Ballin Park area.
What?
Yeah. The guy said it didn't work. Oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
yeah.
Mexican guy.
You're like, let me do
$250.
you a favor.
Yeah, so I took it and I brought it home. It was just the alternator.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then you found the wheels for the car the same way. Were they Eclipse? I forgot what they were.
Well, you guys don't remember that. I called Antonio. I said, hey, there's a shop in San Gabriel that has Japanese wheels. He says, you're full of crap.
Oh.
He says, send me a picture.
Yeah.
And so I sent a picture and he was like, holy crap. Because Antonio was just this avid
JDM
collector.
nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
avid collector of wheels, and he still is. But and yeah, all of a sudden, that's how
was
we
Alta.
introduced Alta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alta was introduced that way. We
Yeah.
all worked there. You worked there. You
Yeah,
all worked there.
Yeah.
You
We all
know?
hung out there a lot.
Yeah.
But that's not how you found the wheels for your Hachiroku.
Oh, you're right. I found him on a Gardner
You
truck.
found them on a truck.
And I hit up the guy. I said, hey, I'll buy your wheels off of you. And I had no idea what they were. They just looked JDM to me. And I was
Yeah.
like, this looks kind of cool. But they were work equips.
Yeah.
They were like, I think 14 by 9 or 8.5.
He
Yeah.
was wearing them on his Gardner
On his
truck?
Gardner truck.
What?
And it was a 2-piece equip.
Yeah.
They weren't even the single. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super rare wheels. I
Yeah.
mean,
I've never seen them besides on your car.
Right.
How did you convince him to give you the wheels?
I told him I'd give him money and I give him some other set of wheels.
Oh, you
I
gave him
give him $200, I think.
Nice.
$200 is just a lucky number. Buy anything over
Get the
$200.
car, get wheels, 200.
Right. And all of a sudden I had a cool looking Hachiroku.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I think it's just the energy, man. Honestly, I just talk to people and I make them feel comfortable, I guess. And, and just the people gravitate to that.
And then everything is yours for $200.
Everything's mine for $200.
Nice. Okay. We're learning here.
Yeah.
And so I also remember, like, we were always really into drifting. We hadn't really done it, right?
Right. I was into drag racing before.
Before, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You were in a lot of things before. Drag racing.
Autocross.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I met you guys, it was the whole drifting thing. And I was like, anything I wanted to do, I was like, well, I want to do it. And I want to be good at it. I want to be the best of it. And I got decent for my time. There's just no way. I can
That's the thing with you, too, is that anything you wanted to do, you just seemed to be good at everything. Or like you would pick up on things real fast, really easy.
Yeah, I guess, huh? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, because, well, for example, like the drifting story I'm about to tell, like we were fans of drifting for a long time. We would like watch the videos and read the magazines and stuff like that, but we never really did it. And then, and I think, I forgot the first time I showed you. Like I kind of learned a little bit just from like doing street drifting with Andy,
right?
And then like. You're like, oh, I can do that. And then, I think we went to the mountains.
Right.
And you brought your Hachiroku.
No, I think we were doing...
was it on-ramps?
Was it Turnbull?
I never went to Turnbull.
Okay, so we did some like, backstreet...
Delta.
Was it Delta?
I don't know. It was like this S-turn in some
Delta.
industrial area.
Delta, yeah.
And Andy was the first one to actually nail it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We were just like so scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to hit my wheels.
Andy who? You got to clarify.
Andy Yen.
Yeah.
When are you guys going to bring him on board?
I know,
He's hard to get a hold of.
Andy. Been summoned.
Yeah.
Maybe at the laundromat.
At the laundromat, there you go. That's where we'd meet up, remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was Alpha something. I think it was Alpha Street. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, yeah. So Andy was the first one to nail it. That's where we first started. And I would just, try it.
Yeah. And then we went to Toge. We started doing it at Toge for a little bit.
We went to Toge.
We brought all our friends. They brought cameras, and you're like, I can do that.
Yeah. Mark was there.
Mark was there.
Mark is the original guy to film all this footage that's super rare.
Yeah.
And, he's been there. He's been there since day one. We need to interview Mark because he's been doing that stuff too.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
You guys are all like the important people. How about we do this? How about then we'll switch chairs later, and then I can interview you, and then we'll just do like little musical chairs.
Well, you can pay me $250. Then actually,
$200.
inflation's more like $850.
That's the word of the century, right?
Yes.
Inflation.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
Ridiculous. But whatever. It doesn't affect me. I only paid $200 for everything.
But that day at Toge was very memorable for me because that was the first time we caught what we were doing on camera, and I was blown away that you could just start doing that. Just you just saw it and you're like, I can do it, and you just start doing it.
I remember that. That was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But you were kicking butt too, man. You were out there. Were you already SR? Yeah, you were.
I was SR. Yeah.
Yeah, you had already even railed your car.
What do you mean?
You can K-rail that thing already.
Oh, on the center divider?
Yeah, you were already doing stunts with that thing,
already
man.
Did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Show that picture, Mark, when you...
that never happened.
You've shown it already many times. I've seen it.
Yeah, we got to bring that up for old time's sake.
I don't know how you did. You gave me some BS story.
That sounds so crazy. When you said railed, it sounds so bad. I was like, oh.
Different kind of railed.
K-railed.
K-railed. Right.
My bad.
Right. No, but you were already doing that. You already had SR. You had the power.
It helped.
That helped you a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. Like, I don't know, if you're a drifter, I think whoever started with a low horsepower vehicle and you got the skill nailed, when you jumped into anything high horsepower,
for sure,
you were like, a way above average.
Yeah. Foundation was set.
Yeah. And that's what the Hachiroku gave me, the low horsepower. And my I guess the guy I looked up to was Alex Pfeiffer when we would go to remember Buttonwillow and Willow Springs. He would come around that sweeper, and I was like, "Holy crap, man! Look at that!"
Shout out to Alex.
He was so much better than everybody there.
Right? Oh yeah. I mean, he was just way ahead of its time. Yeah. And I was like, "Man, I got to do this." Sure enough, I nailed it. Like not too long after that. I was doing the same style sliding. You know, I was just like, "Yes."
Yeah.
But he was definitely my inspiration.
Well, let's take a walk down memory lane and look at this footage from Toge.
Let's look at that.
Can we do that? Yeah.
Is that the fire station?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what that building was.
Secret spot.
Look at how late we were kicking it though.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, there's the turn. Okay.
It was still before the corner. It wasn't us,
Oh.
power sliding through the exit.
Right. Why didn't we do it backwards?
I don't know.
Was it just too scary?
Maybe.
That's advanced.
The right turns are always more difficult, right?
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Hey.
That was good, man.
Oh,
yes!
Snap. You were like pretty sideways,
Take
bro.
that, 120 horsepower comparison to what?
You didn't have 120. You had like 80.
Yeah, you're right. You had what, like 2 something?
Oh my gosh. How are you initiating? Oh, you made it all dirty. We had to clean the track.
Is that you?
That's so nice.
Not me, man.
Back then it was power over. For me, it was power over or momentum. I didn't really use side brake as much.
I think I kicked the clutch.
You kicked the clutch because you had the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I kicked the clutch, I was just...
It'd
be like hitting the brakes. I'd burn it.
Oh my gosh. This is such good times, though. But like, what we would do this... Was this our first time there?
This was our first time there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and definitely... If you want to watch this footage with us, check out the YouTube version.
Yeah, we'll link it down below. But super awesome. But like, we had fun bonding with you. This is fun. Oh,
is this tandem? Was this tandem?
This was tandem.
Oh
I haven't seen this footage in probably over 20 years.
Probably, 20 years for sure.
I haven't seen this stuff.
This is so funny. Oh my goodness.
This was our first tandem. I didn't realize we had already done stuff like this.
Yeah. You're like, I do tandem in the mountains. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, almost crashed.
Oh, there. Look at that freaking car, man. So cool.
So what happened? What happened to this car, Javier?
I sold it. I sold it for like $3,000.
Not $250.
Not $250. And then that's when I bought my motor, the 2JZ.
Yeah. Do you regret it?
No.
Oh.
Jay-Z put me in another level,
Yeah, for sure.
Not only, I'm not talking about just drifting, I'm just introduced me to something different, and including what we'll talk about later, going to Supras in Vegas and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I went Jay-Z. I went to Jay-Z GT back in like 2002 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you always had this I don't know if it was chromed or a polished turbo. That was like your thing. Like anytime we'd hang out, like it would always be next to your desk. Or like, you're like, I'm gonna turbocharge my engine, and you didn't have a 2JZ, but you always knew you wanted to put that turbo in.
Right. That turbo was given to me by Andy, and it came off of a Honda Civic, I think he had.
Okay.
And he said, "Here, it's not good. You can have it."
Yeah.
Like, wow. But to me, that was like, that's
gold.
the best.
Is that in your car right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Now it's way more. It's just like.
It's legit.
It's got a now. So it used to be 2JZ GT, which is a twin turbo.
Mm-hmm.
And then so
you put it in with 2 turbos.
Factory twin. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Factory twin turbo. It never went single at the time.
Okay.
So and then what happened to it? So I put an aggressive clutch. Normally JZs in the cars are pull type clutches.
Mm-hmm.
So I put an aggressive push type clutch, which then caused it to develop crank walk.
Okay.
So when you crank walk, what happens is the thrust washers on the crank falls, and then it pushes on the crank, and then the crank rubs on the block, which then shuts the engine off. And I was wondering what the heck is going on. Why is it doing that? And somebody stepped. It might have been you that stepped on the clutch. I go, step on the clutch, or somebody did. I could see the crank move forward. And then once that happens, obviously the engine's ruined because you have all these metal shavings.
Yeah.
And so it sat there for a while. Then I had already purchased a front clip from Japan, which unheard of nowadays. It was a 1JZ GT, also twin turbo, but it came with an R154 transmission and a twin pulley clutch. I was Kaiken. It was like $1,000 for the entire thing.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's what's in there now. But
Okay.
Now it's single turbo E85 injectors. It's like 480 to the wheel, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah,
that's it.
that's all right.
It's too much. I only did it for the show, which is the fastest car. Which,
Yeah.
Whatever. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into that.
We have a celebrity here at the table today.
So if you don't know Javier, as you should from early drifting in America,
he might look familiar if you watch Netflix.
Your mom probably knows Javier, right? If you watch Netflix's Fastest Car.
And I know your mom.
What do you remember? What episode that was?
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Yeah.
You were in that episode. You were kind of one of the main. I guess every episode they show a few competitors, right? You were in. You were one of
so
them.
the whole plot or the whole, I guess, point of the episodes where you get to, they would pick 3 or 4 builders that built their own cars at home or whatever, and then they would race a supercar and see if we can beat it.
Yeah.
So that was the whole, and I mean, I was interviewed like a year before even shooting, and I guess they picked the best ones. They had the best story, and again, that's because of Antonio, by the way.
Okay.
Antonio somehow shot my story to this guy, and this guy called me, and so on.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So
It's not because of Antonio. It's because you're dope.
Well, yeah, but if Antonio wouldn't have told anybody my story,
so you didn't apply.
I didn't apply.
He kind of just bragged about you.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know.
For $250.
That's the thing with Antonio. He's always
connected.
networking.
Yeah.
Always, constantly.
Yeah.
He's
He was
very
very
good at
connected.
that.
Very
Yeah.
connected. Antonio. I had nicknames, but I'm not gonna say it for him. He didn't like him when I used to call him. No, but Antonio. I mean, everybody plays a part, a role in your life. You know, everybody. And vice versa, I play a role in your life, and I either taught you something or I caused you heartache.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, I played that part in your role, or vice versa. Yeah.
In the early years, Antonio was a big source for us for a lot of like information about drifting style, and Hachirokus and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, he was also ahead of its time when he was already JDM.
Going to Japan and like knowing people like Yamashita and Hiroshi from Running Free and their cars and stuff like that. And
yeah, he was already like, I had no idea what that was. All I knew was Cheech and Chong.
But wasn't that funny when we showed him what we could do when we were drifting? Yeah,
so that's the thing, Antonio was very book smart about the JDM stuff, but we were hands-on, the drivers, the drifters or whatever.
We were there's kind of a role reversal at that point, right?
Right. Yeah, it was just kind of cool. But I mean, hey, again, that was his role.
Yeah.
And our role was to take that and run with it.
Yeah.
And we had fun.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of stuff. And you got far. You guys went really far. And I didn't even know how far you guys had gone until I watched some of your episodes. And I mean, you guys were celebrities, man. I mean, that's great.
Benson's a celebrity.
So are you.
He's got the fans.
But, I would say you were.
So are you. And life happens, and you have kids, and that kind of puts a stop at your fame or whatever it is you want to call it.
Yeah.
But hey, your 15 minutes of fame or 30, whatever, it's all worth it. It's all great. I don't regret it.
You've had several 15 minutes of fame, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I have, yeah, and I think it's because again, it's just my energy and what I people gravitate, and I'm just a doofus. And,
yeah, you're fun always. Thanks, you're always fun.
Thanks, you too.
So how do you think? How are you portrayed? What did you think of how you're portrayed on the show?
Which one? The Netflix?
Oh, which one? You hear that?
Did you hear that?
Oh my God, this guy.
That was my way of showing off. No, it was not. That's fine. It was pretty natural. None of it was scripted until the end.
Yeah.
It was. I couldn't say what I really wanted to say because of why my car didn't run.
Yeah.
Which it did run.
Oh, are you serious?
My car ran.
It was late though, right?
No,
I forgot.
Okay, so let's talk about.
I don't know if we want to spoil it. People that didn't see it want to see it.
We should spoil it because I don't want them to expect something.
Yeah.
And be like, what?
We have to explain.
Yeah.
For $250. Here we go. So tell us like how it was portrayed.
You mean the ending of the entire thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was having some problems with it when we were building it. The
Supra. Being the Supra, the white.
The white Supra.
Or the Snoopra
You call it the Snoopra.
Yes.
I guess because I used to like Snoop Dogg a lot,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I used to like Snoop Dogg a lot.
Yes,
And all
it was
that.
always Javier and the Snoopra.
Oh no! And I used to say, "What's up, Snoop?" Remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
What's up, Snoop? And you'd be like, "Hey, where's your Snoopra?"
Yeah, just like that.
That's exactly what he sounded
Yeah.
like, right?
It's
Yeah.
retarded.
So retarded, Hop. Why would you do that to your car as you shove the spam musubi roll?
He's impersonating
Hey, we're getting
Benson.
racist now.
Oh my god.
No, that's so true.
Dude.
That's so true. Nadine remembers all that.
Yes,
Way too clearly.
I do.
Nadine while she was eating her teriyaki chicken bowl.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight.
Broccoli.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I
So
don't
we're
know what we're
portraying.
saying.
We're
Oh.
talking about how it was portrayed, like how it went down at
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah. So at the end, I was having issues with the car, with the tuning and stuff like that, but at the end it turned on. I still would have got my butt kicked, but I know that I would have beat the other cars, not the Ferrari.
So you actually your car turned on, but why didn't they let you run?
They did. So it ran. I got it was on the trailer. I turned it on and everything
Uh-huh.
was great. And then there was this one power wire that I had ran from the battery in the back all the way to the front to the ECU.
Mm-hmm.
And I had used one of those twist connectors
Yep.
Mhm.
for testing it.
Yeah.
So I took it off. I'm like, oh shoot, I got to get my crimpers.
Yeah.
So I went to my Sequoia, got my toolbox. And when I came back, the film crew or the sound crew had their toolbox on top of that wire.
Oh, shorting it out.
And it
Ah.
shorted on my ECU, which burnt it.
That is so
But
frustrating.
they didn't let me say that on camera. They said that I just had to say that it was just problems. I mean, they reimbursed me, but nothing's going to change that.
What did they reimburse you for?
The
The
ECU.
ECU,
Oh,
my
okay.
time and
Fried
stuff like
it.
that. Whatever it was going to cost.
How much
Okay.
was that anyway?
I don't
250
remember,
bucks.
like $200. That's still like no, it was probably like, I don't know, a couple grand. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
obviously spiked it up.
Oh, that sucks.
Forget
That's
you, Netflix.
Wow.
Never
that's-
watching you again.
Yeah.
That's so frustrating too because it's like embarrassing, right? Like
Yeah, because I got a lot of that
Yeah.
backlash on the forums.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
you know.
Oh, really?
Oh,
'Cause-
yeah.
And I was pissed when that happened. I was like, dude, what the hell? His car didn't even turn on. Like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to see him run. And I was
Right.
like, that's my friend. What the hell? And
yeah.
and I was like irritated about it. And I'm like, come on. Seriously?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But, it looked cool on camera.
Yeah.
No, it
looks
looked really
so
good.
Cool. Like, oh, damn, look at that thing. It looks cool. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
still dope. I mean, they could have cut you out completely. So, I mean, it's cool.
It's just sad. And see,
Yeah.
I'm not always lucky, Benson. See, that was not a lucky moment.
Nah, that's just one.
You were on Netflix. It doesn't really matter. You were going to,
I
and you
know.
said it yourself, you're going to lose anyway. So, what does it really matter?
Well, because I would have beat that other
No, but if you
Impala and
beat
Yeah, yeah,
everyone, but oh no, only the fastest one went on, right?
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but from there came another show, which I did on Mortar Trend, and that was kind of cool.
Okay.
What was that one? I
It
didn't
was
know about that
Wheeler
one.
Dealers. You guys heard of Wheeler?
I didn't know you were on Wheeler.
What?
Not with the British guys.
Yeah, with the British
British
guy.
guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
with
didn't
Mike.
know.
Yeah.
All right. What
I
did
gotta
you
go find
sell
that
for
one.
250 bucks?
No, I did stunt driving for that episode.
Wow.
That's so
Yeah.
dope.
I drove a cop car and I dressed up like a cop.
Of course. Did you just come in your uniform?
Yes, exactly what I did.
Yeah, Javier used to be a cop. I'm gonna call you out right now, you pig.
Call me
Yes.
back, call me out.
Yeah.
Damn cops, damn pigs. It's all right. I was the good cop. I was the cop that would pull you over and tell you,
Like nice car.
your car's sick, dude. I'd pull over the Skylines, when they first came out here.
Yeah.
And you're
The
like,
GTRs.
let me see your paperwork.
Yeah. He's like, what officer was happening? Oh, no, I just like your car, man. Let me just check it out. That's
Oh
all.
my
That's so cool.
god, that's so funny.
Yeah, I was the cool guy. I didn't, yeah. That
I
was
would
me.
do the same.
Right?
Hmm
Yeah. just
Well, you
like
told
that.
me you would sweat some guys because you would act like, you'd pretend you didn't know, but you knew what they had.
So I would go to these car meets and I would show up and I would start naming everything they had and they'd be like all impressed that this pig knew all this stuff. They had all the upgrades and stuff. And they go, wow, what do you know? Well, how do you know this stuff? And
Do you have your ticket book out, walking through the meet?
nah, that sucks, man. I paid a lot of tickets when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember getting a loan for like over $8,000 just to pay tickets.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, driver license suspended for like 2 years. And
When
I mean,
you're
it
a
was
cop,
horrible.
did you like hold on to your belt, like when you're standing and like stand there with a wide stance and
It's called command presence.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you go to police academy and?
Yeah, I did all that. So that's where my drifting career ended.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know, that's when I had to decide after the Ikaten.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the Ikaten. Did we talk about
No,
that?
we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
It's coming.
So yeah, after the Ikaten, and I did, another event, RSR, and I mean, this is during the time where Ken Gushi was there.
Mm-hmm.
I think even Forsberg was around.
Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
This was right before Formula D started. So this is like when it was still kind of
03.
grassroots. But
Right.
it was, but there were big changes.
Right. Big
a lot
changes.
was happening, yeah.
And we knew Ken. Ken was building his own little car in his dad's garage, dad's shop, which we all knew too. He was a great, autocrosser. But yeah, I mean, this is right around that time. So I had to I already had a kid.
Yeah.
Did I have a kid?
No, you had stepkids. Not stepkids, but
yeah, something like that. I don't know. I had a lot of wives.
Baby mamas.
Baby mama drama. No, I only had one baby mama. And after that, it was snip because, I don't want to have a bunch of baby mama. I just want to, just make deposits.
But you probably killed it at police academy when you were doing the car thing. Like,
oh, dude, that's a great story. That's a great story.
Tell us.
So obviously, we tow-gate we tow-gate you guys and I tow-gate.
Yeah.
Remember that? Right?
Yeah, of course.
And we'd go up there, and Andy would go up there, and we'd kick ass. And I said, "Ass, you gonna bleep that?" And and it was just great. It was fun. And so doing the police academy, there's this one, they call it was the J turn.
Yeah.
And
did they call it a J turn?
Yeah, I think they called it a J turn, but it was a right J turn. Yeah, and you had to kind of drift it, and if you could, it was a little banked, just a little bit. And yeah, nobody could do it. Nobody could do it. Not even the instructor. He was like, "Oh, he was like, look, I know you guys are not going to be able to do it, but just give it your best shot." And I mean, I did the whole thing. I think I even did a little manji right before.
Oh, damn!
I just kind of did the whole thing,
and you're like,
"What the heck?"
Command presence, guys.
Right. Just... yeah, I did really good, and so he was impressed. And then there's another. That's called EVOC, Emergency Vehicle Operation. I don't know what the C stands for. But I don't know.
Coche.
Coches. Cochinos. There's cochinos. And there's this, where you have to chase an instructor. And so, again, I have an instructor and I'm chasing another car. It was to simulate a pursuit. Which that also comes into play later in my law enforcement career. Had 2 pursuits at 125 miles per hour, and none of them got away. Pit maneuver and everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I didn't do pit. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
But I did chase them, and they didn't get away. So I had to chase them through. It was what's that college? Alpha the 605.
It's
Rio Hondo.
Rio Hondo.
Yeah, there you go.
I went to that academy, and so you have to chase them through the I guess streets inside. And she said, "Yeah, you're not gonna catch them, but just do your best and be safe."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
I was on his ass.
Yeah.
I don't know where you learn how to drive, but you need to back off. I was like, all right.
Well, I mean, you said.
Yeah, you said you're not going to catch them, but yeah. So that was fun.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was fun.
That sounds so
fun. The driving
fun.
was great. It was a great experience,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to challenge myself in everything I want to do.
Yeah.
That's
fun. Awesome.
And I did it. I did it.
Pursuit specialist.
Oh, the pursuit was great. I had so many pursuits that were so good. But yeah, I had to choose whether it was drifting, being a professional drift car driver, or, a career. And so I chose career.
Yeah.
That's why I dumped driving. I see you guys for a few years. That's when you guys did all your touring and you guys were doing all your first Formula drifts and all that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, life happens. So.
But hey, we're still here.
We're still here.
Dude, yeah.
Right? You guys look great. Not a wrinkle in your face.
Oh, it's the lighting
So
in the
jealous.
Photoshop.
So jealous.
I paid him
Asian don't
$250.
raisin, man.
Asian don't raisin. I paid him $250 to say that.
Oh man, yeah.
And then, so you've also been really involved in the Supra community.
Yeah. So I've had my
Tell us
Supra
about that.
since 1989, 90, something like that.
Dang.
But it wasn't mine then. It was my uncle's, and then obviously he abandoned it when he bought his nice Civic, and I just kind of, just fixed it up because that's what was
It kind
there.
of just happened for you. Like you didn't really choose it.
Yeah, and it didn't even cost me $250. It was just already there, So I fixed it up, and that was it. That was my car,
Yeah.
And yeah, what did you ask me?
I was asking how you're involved with the Supra community.
So there's been a show for years before even I was around. It was called Supras Invade Las Vegas, and that went on for several years, and I would attend it, and it's basically as many Supras can show up. You register, and it's like a 2-3 day event, and so I would go and have a great time with people, and eventually, that went, I guess it just went bankrupt or whatever, and then Aaron from Drift Motion started or funded the Supras in Vegas. He hired or he got one of the other guys, Miguel, who was the organizer, to help him organize the event. And so then he ran it for about 10 years. And then I helped, I do some graphic design, so I helped design the t-shirts. They didn't have anybody to do it, so I did that. And now eventually he also got tired of it because there's a lot of BS in organizing events. You're never going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that one or that two or the three people that just, just can't appreciate how much work is put into these events.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who I'm talking about. You know who you are. And so now it's been about 2 years that I've taken over. This is the third year, actually. So, and
congrats.
Thank you.
Wow.
And we're sponsored by Toyota USA.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, which is huge.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We have so many sponsors this year. We're very excited.
So tell us what you do there.
Okay, so it's a 3-day event. It starts this year's October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Thursday is a road racing event, so we have the outside course. We rented the entire course.
Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yes, LVMS, and it's an all-day event of just road racing and some drifting because I control it, so I can do whatever I want.
That's right.
And
better be some freaking drifting.
Oh yeah, there's
gonna
be some drifting. So that happens on Thursday, and then there's also some unofficial events that happen at nighttime, which is cruising down the strip and another event we call refills at nighttime, which we all walk down the strip and make a fool out of ourselves and just get drunk. And we start off with like 60, 70 people, and we end up with like 2 or 3 that actually can hang. Eventually, they just trickle off.
Yeah.
That happens on Thursday, and Friday we have drag racing. We rented out the track.
Nice.
And we have a show and shine at the same time. And then Saturday, I changed it up a bit this year, and we're going to do cruising to a park in Boulder City. It's called a Veterans Memorial Park. And we're going to do some cruising to that park on the grass, and we get to, I hired a catering company to make us some burgers and hot dogs. And
that's so dope.
That's cool.
Happening. And we're going to give out awards.
Nice.
Oh.
And we're going to do it.
Is there a drifting award?
I will have a little drifting award,
Ooh.
yes.
Can't award yourself.
I'm not going to drift. I'm too busy to even drive or any of
Yeah.
that stuff. I'm just a spectator.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm more of a host than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you, big boss.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
All grown up.
I
Big
know.
stuff. Yeah, right. Who would ever thought, right, that I would be in a position like that, or a cop?
No, I could believe it.
I was the biggest doofus.
No, I'd never.
Right?
I couldn't believe you wanted to be a cop. That was crazy.
It was the most likely to fail instead of succeed, kind of, since I was a kid.
No.
That was really dope, though. That's exciting. Well, I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm retired now, so I'm
Nice.
I have to have fun and enjoy my cars and my builds.
I think that's a big deal that you can do this year after year, and you still throw a very popular event. So I think our experience doing that, we did that with 240s in 2002.
Okay.
And that one was a really big event. And we didn't do any after that, but other people tried to do it, and they just didn't have the success. People were not, showing up.
It was a national 240SX convention by SoCal240SX.org. That
Who
was
used to
our
run
thing.
that?
Alex Chang, us, Kyle. We kind of. Alex was he was.
I would say he was the head.
He was the head,
right?
Okay. And then
but
there
all
was,
of us at SoCal240SX.org, we would all.
Yeah, Mark was on video and
that's cool.
Stuff like that. But
and you guys not gonna revive that, or is it dead, or?
I don't know.
I think the scene's different.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think with drifting, there's just I feel like maybe Supra owners, you guys all share something in common, right? The love for the Supras come first. But today the culture is like, it's so split up. Like you have people that want to restore their S chassis cars. You have people that want to drift them and make them look good. And you have some people that just want to drift them. They don't care how they look. And so I think there's just so many different avenues you can go when you own an S chassis. You don't automatically share things in common with other owners. I don't know.
Different kinds of enthusiasts. I don't know.
That's what I think. I have no idea. I haven't done.
I mean, look, the
research.
Supra community is the same way. We have our, our Bodo Supras. You know, for those of you that don't know what Bodo is, you can tell them, Benson, what that means.
It's just ghetto.
Yeah, ghetto, broken down.
D.
Yeah, and in my ads, when I do the post, I put, hundreds of beautiful Supras and a couple ugly ones.
Yeah.
Because
Nice.
it's true.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's all, you know what? I honestly believe that it's how you organize it. So if you listen to the people and you kind of cater to everybody, as much as you can, because you're not going to be able to do it. But if you do that, and you got to create this like camaraderie amongst the owners, and it doesn't matter what type of vehicle or how they're fixing it up, but as long as they show up and have a great time, greeting the people. And anyways, I just feel that causes you to come together. Yeah. And then people don't show up because of the cars. They show up because of the environment and the fun that you're going to have. Yeah. It doesn't matter how your car looks. Yeah. Even because you see the same cars every year. Yeah. Yeah. But what I hear now is just about, oh, that was so much fun. I loved it when this happened. Or that was so much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. Oh, SoCal240SX.org is back. Oh, snap. Javier, thank you. Yeah. Hey, how many people go to these Supra events?
Oh, my God. Last year we had 250 vehicles. Wild.
Dang. And this year? What is
this year we'll be a little under, and I think only because things have opened up more. Yeah. And so, and I also had to open up late registration because we lost our original venue, which was Speed Vegas.
Oh, so that kind of like made everything funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it made it a little weird, but it's weird. It's just trickling up little by little at the end. It's only like a couple weeks away. So,
that's exciting.
It really is. It
so
really
cool.
is. It's gonna be cool.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Appreciate that.
So I think why don't we get into the story?
That we come to this chapter of the podcast. Javier. Yeah. The reason we love you, but I want you to tell us about the time you won second place in the Ikaten in the USA. It's one of the first. It's not technically the first, but it's kind of the first to me. So
yeah, we talked about this earlier.
Yes.
We're going to call it the first important official because the other one was just lame. And sorry, guys, if you were there.
The other one was like a test, and this one was like people were doing real drifting.
I'll explain what you mean.
Yes.
So the first one was so early that a lot of the people that were driving, they were not. I would not call those drifters. I would call them like, they were Hachiroku enthusiasts, they were road race enthusiasts, but you could tell by the cars they were not set up for drifting, and there was not a lot of experience with drifting. Right. And so it took, that was 96. It took 6 years for the US to be in a place where you can hold an Ikaten, and it was full of guys that knew what drifting was, and that was the goal of them having their cars. They brought out a bunch. I mean, there are some people that brought out just whatever, but there were several purpose-built drift cars there.
Right. Somebody just told me about, hey, let's just go to this event. And I was like, all right, what is it? And then Benson shows up in his suit. Wearing a suit? Tell us the suit story. Can you tell us that? Or is that going to be in another episode?
No, it's just...
It was command presence.
I just want... You're right. I just thought it would be funny to show up in a suit.
Because, you're in Option.
There's no reason.
Because this event was made for Option Video. Yeah. And you got to be a character. Right. Right? And I guess Benson wanted more camera time, so...
Is that what it was, Benson?
No, you knew I was shy. I didn't...
I know.
I don't know. I don't know why. I just wanted to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. Funny. That didn't make me funny.
You look hot, though.
But Benson, he did look hot.
You look hot.
And then Benson's mom.
It was hot out there. That's
Benson's
why.
mom even came to the event. And she was so disappointed. But then you, Javier, didn't disappoint.
But I want to talk about Benson. What happened?
Dude, what the hell? Nobody cares. He messed up and he spun out, and his mom was like, that's horrible. And then she never went to another drift event of Benson's again.
She didn't sound like
She did.
that.
She did. She
We
said
have it
was
on
horrible.
recording.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's
He
funny.
scared her.
Really?
So, yeah. So,
Oh,
but-
that's right. Okay. And
Yeah.
Ken Gushi spun out too. I remember that.
Yeah, Ken Gushi had no muffler. He had a stock muffler, so they're saying. I think they were making comments about eco-friendly drifting from Ken because they couldn't hear it.
Eco-friendly.
You tell us about the day.
Oh, that day was cool. We show up. I don't even think I prepped or anything. We just showed up with extra tires, and just I guess my swap was kind of new. And I just started to drive and see. It was so that car has never been set up properly for drifting. It's just too heavy.
Right.
I was running on whatever suspension we could gather up back in the day, and
whatever tires you had on there.
Right, and the suspension was just so soft. It was like Hachiroku. It was like AW11 front struts, TRD, and then rear ST suspension, and it was just horrible. So, it's just too much body roll. If you watch the video, you can see my body roll just go everywhere. I had no power steering.
Right.
They just kept blowing the hose for some reason, and then my temperature was just up.
I forgot about that.
It was max.
I forgot about that.
But I wasn't sure if it was like reading correctly or not because it wasn't boiling.
Yeah.
But it was running max, and I just said, "F it, let's just do it,"
Yeah.
And I just gave it all I got, and.
What was the format of the day? Did you guys get much practice? I don't remember.
We got some practice. Did you drive too, Mark?
I did, but I got there late, so my first run, my practice run was the first run of the event.
Oh, so you didn't qualify?
Nope, I spun out.
There was a lot of waiting. I remember that. Like you would you would run a lap, and then you gotta wait for hours.
It was a line. It was like autocross.
Yeah.
You had a line. You had a line of people to do. Yeah, I remember that. But you were driving good. I was like, oh yeah. And then I guess when it came down to it, you just choked.
You know what it was? That was the most nervous I had been in a really long time, just because I looked up to, that was like the big opportunity for us, right? Option was there for, the first time in our lives that we were aware of. And then, they had the camera guy, Zaku, there. They had all of these people we looked up to from drifting in Japan there in front of us.
Right.
And so I couldn't shake it. And I was just constantly nervous and anxious, and I couldn't get over it.
But see, that was the problem, is that you were so starstruck.
Yeah.
And me, I was like, who the hell are those guys?
You kind of just showed up to the event. You're like, all right, I'll try.
I was like, who are these guys? Oh, dude, that's Nomuken and Tarzan Yamada and who the heck are they? Whatever. Okay, let's just drive. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
I gotta do this. Okay, cool. So anyways, I had no idea, and I'm sure you didn't either. You had no idea what line, at least I didn't. I didn't have
we
idea.
weren't good enough to know line.
I didn't know line. I didn't know how proximity.
Right.
There was no such thing as tandem.
At that point in drifting, we were just trying to fully connect the whole horse. That was what our level was at.
Did you say horse? I heard you say
He
horse.
did say horse.
I heard horse.
Connect our what?
Horse.
You said
Oh,
horse.
he said horse.
I heard horse.
I heard horse too.
Let me clarify.
Say
We
it
were
again.
trying to connect the whole course.
A horse.
What
You're
is
gonna
going on with this podcast?
I'm the one that would ruin this podcast. Yes. He's red. So am I. All right. Yes, we're trying to connect the course.
The horse.
The horse.
Yeah.
The course. And that was my main.
Yeah.
Just to be able to connect it, and again, my car was just so difficult to drive, and there was a way where boost would kick in. It wouldn't. It was so difficult. I was having such a hard time. But again, I thought you guys were going to get it for sure.
That was the best driving I think I ever saw you do in that car at that night. Yeah.
I guess that was just again, balls out.
Sometimes you're just on it, right?
Yeah,
There's
just
no explanation.
balls out,
You're just in the zone, and nothing can stop you.
And plus, I had the power. Nobody had Jay-Z back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told everybody, Jay-Z, guys, Jay-Z. And everybody's like, dude, screw you. And what happened? Jay-Z came when? Daigo Saito came back? When he came around?
Also, people couldn't afford them, right?
They're very expensive.
Yeah.
They're very expensive. But that was the motor. And then Daigo did it. And then everybody did it after Daigo, which was 20 years later after I was done with Jay-Z, you know.
So Daigo copied you.
No, those guys already knew what's up. There's no way that they copied it. Daigo didn't even know me. There's no way.
But
you did it your own way, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was introduced to me by the late Mike Urbano,
That's right.
which was
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Which he did. Well, he was at the event, and he did compete. Obviously, he wasn't a great driver, but he was a great fabricator and he was just an innovator.
Yeah,
you know,
he's very well known for his work on the Supra and just Toyotas in general, I would say.
Right, and I still hang out with his brother Brian. I see him every so often.
That's awesome.
He's a big time gambler at Yamava, and he invites me to lobster, and I go have lobster.
Nice.
You know, for $250.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, so, I know. I beat you to it. Sorry, I stole your thunder. You want to go back and then we can redo it?
It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
I'll let you say it the next one.
It's your command presence. It's
Is
all
that what
good.
it is?
That's what it is.
She asked me if I do this. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're wearing the uniform, it's just comfortable when you have all your gear here and you can just rest your hands
Rest your hands.
But you don't go like this. No one goes like this.
They do like either the bulletproof vest,
this
right?
here.
They do that there, or then belt buckle, or like the loops on your.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Look.
Uh-oh. He's gonna break it down right now.
Definitely, there's a lot of people that should not be cops, you know, and
is that why you're not a cop anymore?
You know, I've had mixed feelings about it, and it's not what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bittersweet moment and bitter taste in my mouth.
We haven't seen each other in a long time, and I always wanted to have that conversation with you, just like what your experience was.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's sad because you see negativity, you see death, you see stuff that a normal human being
shouldn't see.
Yeah, you shouldn't see that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the stomach or the mind to be able to
turn it off,
wipe it out when you go home or whatever. It's,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've delivered babies. It's
crazy.
You know, saved drug dealers coming back from an overdose, or you know, drug users, and I mean, I've seen so much death, you know, and crazy stuff, but it's the people you work with, you know, they're all about the numbers and how many citations you write, and you know, and it's just like that's not what police work should be. At least not in my eyes. Police work was, you know, public relations for me,
right?
And that's what I like to do, and that's what I chose to do, and it wasn't accepted in my department. Some departments do like that, though.
Yeah.
Some departments do harp on, you know, public relations, and it's the more, you know, well-off, you know, wealthier departments. So, yeah, it's who you work with. Some of these guys just have a chip on their shoulder after they become an officer and feel that that badge is going to make you, you know, give you the power. And I mean, these guys come from like working at Montgomery Ward or I don't even know that exists anymore. Best Buy or you know, they're just regular people like us, but they feel that when they feel like a superhero when they put this thing on. And you know, where I came from, I mean, I'm a true beaner, and I was born in Mexico, and I came from nothing, and I still have nothing, but I have a lot more than what I had before. And so I know the value of life, and people are people, and you treat them like people. You don't treat them like, you know, like you're better than them.
Yeah.
You make them feel comfortable, and you know, you'll understand that people will listen to you when you treat them like human beings.
Yeah.
So that was my experience.
And it all started with Ikaten.
Ikaten. Yeah, Ikaten. Yeah, that was such a... I mean, it's great memories, you know? Great memories. So that was our 15 minutes of fame. We were in the video.
Talk about that final round when you had to drive in the finals during Ikaten.
So what happened was that it was going to be between Alex Pfeiffer and I, right? But it turns out that Alex Pfeiffer blew a head gasket. And so the third runner-up was Andy Yen. And again, my car was just overheating, and I had no idea about tandem. We had never done tandem, proximity, nothing. I just knew I had to drive and connect the turns, you know, the course.
Yeah.
Not the horse. And then we were doing the turns, and I was trying to avoid... Do you remember there was like a
rain gutter?
Yeah, so I was trying to avoid it, and I decided to just go wide.
Yeah.
And I did. I avoided it, but Andy with his little go-kart.
Yeah.
You know, the Hachiroku just came underneath, just bouncing and just passed me from inside. And I guess that was a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he deserved it. He was a great driver. He'd been driving.
You guys were all on fire that day.
It was great.
I remember, like, at that point, I was watching from the stands as a fan, just like everyone else.
Really?
And it was really, really cool to watch you guys.
Tell me. I want to hear that.
I mean,
your point of view in that. That's great. I never heard it.
Yeah. So there's that element of like, I wish I could be out there driving with those guys, right? But then there was also the feeling of never watching driving at that level before in the US, like from my friends, right?
That's
the
cool.
People that I was driving with, I've never seen that, right? You guys were driving next to each other competitively, because we also didn't do it competitively, right? We were
it was just for fun.
It was just for fun,
right?
And so to see you guys out there pulling it off, like making great content for Option Video, it was really cool.
Proud moment for you?
Totally proud. Yeah. Totally proud.
Mark, you feel the same way, Mark?
Absolutely. Like, even though I spun out, that was probably one of the most memorable, funnest days I've ever had. Because we all shared it together. You know, you'd like drive well, drive terribly. Like, we're all like laughing and just having so much fun that day.
How about you, Nadine?
It was surreal. And I was so scared that I didn't drive, you know. And I think my car was, I still don't even think I went SR yet. Like, my car was like automatic and stock, something like that. But I loved it because when I saw the camera crew come out and then they're interviewing Benson, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, we made it.
Really?
You know? And I was like, this is it, guys. Like, we've hit the big time. And it was really funny, like,
that's cool.
Looking back on it, because it was like the biggest thing in our life at that point. And like, I was like, look at our friends, they're there, and we're on, then the cameras are filming our friends and we're all drifting.
Right.
Yeah, so
I think I hear a lot where, you know, someone's going through something where life is different after that, and they don't realize at the time how much was going to change. But at that event, I was fully aware. I was like, everything's going to be different after today.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Option was there and they were witnessing how much it's changed. And the show that you guys put on, I was like, they're coming back for sure. Like, this is not going to be a one-time thing, and they're going to disappear for another 6 years.
So you knew what was going to happen.
I mean, I didn't know to the extent of, you know, with D1, like that, all of that happened way sooner than I thought.
Right.
But I knew it was going to change.
Right. If only we had some money back then.
Dude,
we would have been the owners of Formula Drift or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's an interesting thought.
I mean, think about it. We were there. We planted the seed, and somebody else watered it and grew the tree.
Yeah.
But hey,
we're just dumb drivers then.
Yeah.
Dumb poor drivers.
You know, look at where we're at. You guys have a beautiful family.
Yeah.
Mark's still around. I mean, Kyle's around.
We're bonded by all that forever.
And you say you don't have much. You made that comment earlier, but I
being
can
modest.
I can tell you are very blessed.
I'm being modest. I'm very blessed. You know, I'm a millionaire in my eyes. If I was a kid and I would look at myself now, I would be like, wow, I want to be there.
Yeah.
You know? So I couldn't ask for more. I'm happy.
So
good
nice.
Friends, family, you know.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. No, I'm gonna cry. You're crying.
I'm not crying.
You're crying. I'm not.
The little glisten. Got glisten.
It's sweat.
Sweat. Got sunblock in my eye. Ow.
Oh, so if you don't want to cry with sunblock, it's gotta be fragrance free.
Oh. You know.
Scratch that.
Oh my god.
Fragrance free.
You don't get a redo for that.
Why? Just because I messed you with the horse?
You got me with horse.
You said horse. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
My God.
Yeah, so that was Ikaten. You know, that was Ikaten.
Did your life change in any way after that event?
I don't think so.
Ignorance is bliss. You're just like, whatever. I came, I won something, I left.
Yeah, so, you know, that's how I live my life. I just, you know, I live it the day at a time. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. All I know is that I like to give out the positive energy. You know, I'm not a man of faith, but that doesn't mean that if you are, you're wrong.
Right.
If you are a man of faith or a woman of faith, I mean, by all means, if it makes you feel great. My mom's still a woman of faith, and she gives me little, saints here and there, and I still take them. But I would never say like, "Oh, you're wrong." It's just basically only because of what I've seen. This is why I believe what I believe. I believe in a higher power. But yeah, I mean, just give out this positive energy and maintain yourself being, positive. And again, that's just, I guess, what, keeps me up, and just keeps me going.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Right?
Oh, I love it. I'm so glad. It's been how long? How long have we?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. It's been a while, guys.
It's been a long time.
I've seen you guys. Geez. I mean, I ran into you at a restaurant one time with your friends, and you didn't invite me to eat anything. That was pretty sad.
Ever. Shut up. You were working.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
that story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I did invite him to the table.
No.
I'm working.
No.
So many things
Yeah.
we didn't talk about, like your K turbo powered Hachiroku.
What the?
Yeah, so I mean, I was always the kind of guy that
I don't know if I want to talk about it.
You should. That car was fast, dude. So, you want to talk about it? You have time?
Go for it. We have a few minutes.
I always love pissing people off, in case you didn't know. And so when somebody told me, don't do that, or you can't do that, I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it now because it's going to piss you off. So I used to work at a shop with Casper Canul, who became professional, like officially professional first Mexican drifter, I guess. I know you didn't want to give me that title of the first Mexican drifter.
You were actually the first.
You're the first that I know of.
I'll take it. I remember because I signed, remember, what was that guy's name with the mustache?
Oh.
Lance? Was it Lance too? Or
Lance, yeah.
Armstrong?
No, I can't
Armstrong.
pronounce his last name. He had,
Armstrong.
it ended with off, like a Russian name or something. Yeah.
Karyanov?
Something like
I'm
that.
butchering
Yeah,
it.
so
I'm
at that
sorry.
Ikaten, when it ended, he came up to me. He's like, "Can you sign my underwear?" And yeah, he had his underwear here, and I signed his
Like,
underwear.
He took
while
it
he was
off?
wearing it, he just like pulled it up.
I gave
for
him a
you?
wedgie.
Okay.
He turned around, I gave him a wedgie,
Yeah.
and I signed it.
Were they boxers or they?
They were just whitey tighties. Yeah.
Why
No,
are we
he-
talking about this?
No, he had them out here. He had like a pair of underwear. Because he was kind of odd in
Yeah.
a nice way. He was just kind of odd.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, Lance, whatever.
In a nice way.
It's part of pissing you off. Yeah,
But in a good
Oh
way.
my god, you guys!
But he was very affluent. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He was rich.
Oh,
Like he had money. Like he had a mansion up in Pasadena or
I didn't know
something
that.
like that. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Anyways, yeah, it was kind of cool having that moment of
Celebration of being
Yeah.
the first. Yeah,
Why are we talking about this?
because that was his
part of the
validation
Ikaten,
that he
you know?
was the first Mexican drifter.
first Mexican drifter.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
understand how those two connected, but
Was Ikaten before Fast and the Furious or after?
It was
yes,
before.
it was before.
Yeah.
Was it before?
Yes.
Yeah.
And your car was in Fast
It
and
couldn't
the
have
Furious.
been. It couldn't have been because I was not 2J in Fast and the Furious. I was
Fast and the Furious was like 03, I think right
I have
after.
no,
no
it was
idea.
2000.
What?
It was not
It's
2000.
2000 because I met Benson in 2000 and I was in Fast and the Furious. Oh, but which Fast and the Furious were you in? I was in Tokyo Drift.
I was in part 1.
Oh, okay, so that's why. Oh, Benson.
2001.
Yeah,
2001.
yeah. 01.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in the OG one. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were in
The
Tokyo.
worst one.
I was in
The
the
worst
best
one?
Oh yeah, as soon as I was in that, I knew that movie was going to be horrible.
Oh, but
I mean,
it's like $1 billion franchise now.
Oh, I
Something
know.
like that. You
Don't
It
get
know?
can't
me
be
wrong.
horrible
Sorry.
if it starts the whole series. It's the reason why the other ones exist, right?
Oh, Benson's sticking up for Fast and the Furious.
I'm not- I
Look
mean-
at
Benson,
that.
you would be the first guy to say you hate that whole
Yes.
franchise.
I did.
Yes.
I did hate it.
Actually, I did love Tokyo Drift though. What did you do there, Nadine?
I did like stunt doubling for Neela, just hands and feet, like shifting stuff.
Like you got like feet stuff, like
Yeah.
fetish feet things?
No, man. Like apparently that what the actress couldn't
Where
shift.
you walk.
She couldn't even shift gears. So they're just like, "Can you sit in Neela's car and shift gears and hit the clutch?" I'm like, "Okay,
That's cool.
yeah."
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Let's
That's
have an
cool.
episode on you.
that was my claim to fame.
Let's do a
That was like
Nadine
a
episode.
1 minute claim to fame.
1 minute. You've done so much. You did all kinds of stuff.
Not really.
And she's not stopping. She's still going.
You're still doing. What are you doing now?
I mean, she's doing all kinds of stuff involving drifting.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, let's
A
have.
book.
Can I interview
No.
her? Can I do that?
No.
For 250, no, for 850 bucks.
I'll give you $250.
No, inflation.
It's 50, not even 50. It's $50.
Oh my
Fitty.
Fitty.
That's cool.
Yeah, but we all kind of had our taste in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like
Not
you
me.
were in it, I was in it. Benson,
Yeah.
I could leave the
Could have
table right now and you guys could keep talking.
It's cool, man. I mean, hey, I was on the main screen. You can see me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see me behind Vin Diesel. I have a picture with Vin Diesel in my
Dude,
car.
that's dope.
He actually
You
came
saw
up.
Vin Diesel?
He came up to my car. He's like, "Whoa, this is different." You can see. Because he was so monotone. You're like, "Wow, this is different. What is that?" I was like, Supra, dude. Like, oh, damn it, Jeremy.
Did you call it a snooper?
The Supra.
It's a snooper.
Yeah, I took a
What are you talking
picture with
about?
it. I still have it. So
That's
like-
dope.
it's like one of the world famous picture of a mark. If you're in a Supra community, it's like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Supra.
I love
That's the
that.
first time
Give
I
that
heard
to
of
me. I
that
wanna
because
see
I
that.
think everyone I talked to that was on set, they said none of the celebrities were around while they were shooting.
That's
No, they
later,
were. I
though.
met everybody.
Really?
Nah, that's because that was the first one.
Oh, the
Probably
first
later, like Tokyo Drift. Yeah, for sure.
okay.
Like nobody.
Yeah,
was
I met
around.
everybody. Vin Diesel was the nicest. Paul Walker, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yep.
He I don't want to say anything bad about him,
Yeah.
but he was not the friendliest at the time.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez, she'd pick me up in a golf cart
It's
because
dope.
at Race Wars and the tents, and she'd pick me up and she'd be drunk. Sorry, Michelle. She'd be lit, and she would just drive fast as in the.
Drunk driving you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
oh yeah.
great.
She'd be like, "Let's go,"
And that's why
man."
you became a cop.
I lived through that one.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
It was great. Race Wars. It was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
but I knew it was going to be just a horrible dialogue and all the inaccurate parts. So they
Yeah.
would talk about and what they did. It was just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's dope.
I mean, I have a newfound respect for it just because of all the younger generation people that I talk to in the drifting community. And they say that they are into cars because of the movie. They would watch it when they were kids, and that would inspire them to get into cars and drifting.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if
Yep.
it weren't for that, like who knows what the scene would be
It's
like
like the
today.
hero movie. As when we see it differently, but it's like
Hero, like
the hero. Like they want to be
the
like
robot?
them. Well, HERO. Hero. Well, whatever. They
The
just look
robot
up to
one,
them.
the
no,
Disney
no,
one.
never mind.
Wow. You need some candy?
Yes.
Damn.
My sugar's kind of low. You need some candy.
Oh my god.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude.
I didn't know you did that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Did you get paid?
Too. Yeah, I got paid, but I mean, it was like half a day, so it wasn't that.
Oh, you
big
only
a
did a
deal.
half day thing?
I only did half a day.
You were there like
so.
a week, right?
Longer.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
over a month.
You're
Oh,
cooler.
really?
You're
Yeah.
cooler than I am.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Jeez.
I guess that was another thing too.
I think
is
I got
they
250
told
bucks.
us they'd have to keep the car, right? Like you had to leave the car there, right? You couldn't take it home and bring it back every day.
So we shot at Hawthorne up Hawthorne Boulevard up for the.
Okay, I guess
605.
different sets were different.
Yeah, that was one set, and then that was just you showed up and that's when they did the famous scene, right? The whole racing scene that was literally like quarter mile long, and it made it sound like it was 2 miles long. And that you drove there every day. You didn't leave the cars there.
Okay.
And then when we did Race Wars, same thing. You drove there every day, and sometimes you would stay overnight in your little tent. I think,
It's dope.
if I remember correctly. And then you would dance to no music.
Look like you're having a good time, guys.
Yeah, ready, action, and you would be dancing to nothing, and
Is that how you did it?
yeah, it's just like Night at the Roxbury.
Oh my god. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
that was great. I mean, those are all great experiences. A lot
Yeah.
of people will never get.
Yeah.
never get to have.
That's
Yeah.
right. There
But
can only be one of us that have been on Netflix. That's you.
who would have ever thought?
That's
Who'd have
right.
thunk it?
Who would have thunk it?
And it all started with Ikaten. That's what I'm going to say. I'm just going to keep saying that.
Ikaten
It
was
all
great.
started
Yep.
with Ikaten.
Started with all you guys. If I wouldn't have met you guys, I wouldn't have been into that type of vehicle, driving style of driving.
We made you.
I want to thank them first off.
No. Yeah. Drifting made us.
Yep.
Right?
There you go.
I want to hear everything you've done because you guys, again, there was a gap that I haven't seen you guys, you know.
Yeah.
I would love to hear all that you guys went through and did and accomplished and.
Yeah, there's a movie coming out. No, I'm just joking.
Starring Michelle Rodriguez.
yeah. She's
and Vin Diesel for Benson. They're both bald.
We both sound the same.
Oh my god.
Exactly the same. Oh my god, dude. I'm out of here. Could you imagine Vin Diesel copying that?
We'll make him do that.
God. For sure. Just special.
You guys want to talk about my Ikaten face?
Yeah, no, okay, so let's I'm ready to close it out. You ready?
I'm ready to close it out.
So while I close this out, I want you to do the face you did for Option Ikaten.
It's pretty racist.
Do it.
No, just do it, and I'll say the final words.
So when they told us they wanted to take a picture of our face, if I remember correctly, right? And people were doing funny things. I think
this is
and
the
that's
face that featured in the video.
Yeah, so they have a picture of your floating face while you're doing your run. So that's what that picture is for.
Yeah, and then some of them were mixed, right? Like it wasn't really the guy of the picture. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they kind of messed up.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they messed up. Yeah. So when they said, "Okay, you ready for the picture?" I said yes, and I said, "Okay, here it goes. 1, 2." I did this.
Okay, hold that face. Hold that face. Okay. So no, you gotta hold it the whole time I'm doing the closing.
Okay, go ahead.
So
close your eyes though. Close your eyes.
okay, so,
You're punishing him.
Javier, thank you so much for coming on. You've been a really good friend.
I'm stopping. I caught on already. I caught on.
You were. I remember you were one of my most loyal friends back in the day, and I always appreciated that. You're always down to help me out with whatever. Right? I remember all the times we were like, underneath Nadine's car, changing the automatic trans fluid, or.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many examples of just, how many times you were down to help me with stuff. And like when I was going through drama, you were the one to tell me like, you want me to go like, start some trouble? Like I'll go, let's go. And I think that was the first time I had that kind of relationship with anybody.
Yeah.
And like we just had so many good times.
Absolutely.
And even when we started drifting a lot, you would show up every once in a while, and like something would go wrong with my car, and you were down to help me then, right? You were just always around, and always helping, always making me laugh, and I just have nothing but good memories with you.
Oh,
so
thanks, man.
I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you coming on to tell this story, because I think a lot of people should know, and I'm glad that we can do that today so it doesn't get forgotten.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I think what you guys are doing is great. I wish you guys the best. Mark, Nadine, Benson, this is great. I mean, who else better but you guys to do this?
Thank you.
These podcasts. And again, you guys are also my Goonie buddies,
Yeah.
These are my Goonie buddies.
Go Data.
Right? Chunk over there. Yeah, yeah, man. Whenever I can help out. Remember that one time where your car wouldn't start?
Yeah.
At the track?
Yeah, because the clutch button fell off. That little switch.
Yeah, you remember how we fixed it?
Yeah, you zip tied it on.
No, I said.
Well, I thought you zip tied it on.
I said, hold on, and I went to walk in the dirt, and I was like, oh, here's a wire. I picked up a wire, and I walked to your car, and I wired your switch directly, and your car started. You're like, oh thanks, Mom. That was cool, Mom. So good did you do that?
One thing we didn't talk about is how you are like the Mexican MacGyver. You can make things work with nothing.
I do all my own stunts, man. I do all my own stunts.
Well, I remember I was like trying to wire up my fog lights, and I was like, I don't know why they won't work. And you're like, oh, hold on. You pulled out some speaker wire from your trunk. You wired up my fog lights with your speaker wire, and.
Yeah. Well, I guess it all comes from not having the money to do it, or pay somebody to do it, and I love learning new things, so I've always let's just learn it and do it ourselves. Yep. And so until this day, I still build all my own cars. I still have my Supra. I'm building another cool car and another cool car, and
must be nice. Jeez.
I think the word is ingenuity, right? Like you have a lot of ingenuity.
How do you spell that?
I don't know.
Wait a minute, you the one who
No
went to
say.
college.
No say.
No. You went to college. I didn't even graduate high school, man.
But you're very smart. Do you ever think about how smart you are without going to college?
All the time.
Yeah.
I sit down and I'm so smart. Jesus. No, I don't know. Intelligent. I guess I'm intelligent. I wouldn't say smart, just intelligent. Yeah. I don't know.
Same.
I don't know.
Same.
You too? You're
No.
intelligent?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
that's one and the same, bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's all good.
Nadine,
Sounds
too. She's very smart.
Of
Even though
course.
she didn't finish college.
You guys
Smart
wouldn't be
to
here
sucker you in.
if you're not smart. Are you guys paying me $250 for this?
No, okay. We
Command
gotta
presence.
cut this.
That is-
Command presence.
It's over. Let's go.
Is this a preparation H? This is preparation H.
It's for later.
It's a big straw. For boba? Is that for your
Boba.
Or
boba?
Yeah.
boba.
Damn, chinos, I
think-
told
Don't
you.
get racist.
Dang.
All right.
Boba milk tea. Guys, again, thank you very much
Thank
for
you so
having
much,
me.
Hav.
Thank
So
you,
awesome.
It's a
Hav.
pleasure.
Anytime. Let's go have drinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take me to church.
Go
I don't know.
Toge for old time's sake.
Mark, good seeing you again, brother. You look great.
Yeah, same to you.
All right. Thank you, Hav.
Thank you, Hav.
Thanks, guys.
Are you a good storyteller and have a good drifting related story to tell? You gotta fill out an application at podcast.sil80mania.com. In the upper right, there's a link called Storytime app. Fill it out, and I'll be looking forward to reading it. And if you're watching on YouTube and you enjoyed the podcast, do what my boys from Auto Factory Realize say and make sure to like that smash button and hit subscribe. Thank you guys for listening.